As I've said to some of you, the sailing community is a very close community, and there's about 1,000 sailors on the water in this race, and to lose 2 in this fashion is just devastating. As I'm sure you all know, there were 2 separate boats, and in both cases we believe that the member of crew was hit by a boom. I have no other information as to how that came about and what the circumstances were, so I'm afraid I can't elaborate on that today. When we do find out, we will share that with you. There are 16 retirements now. There was a total fleet of 104. 16 have retired. 3 were dismasted. 2 had mainsail damage, and the balance, there were various equipment failures that caused them to retire. But we still have 88 sailors 88 boats that are continuing in the race. There is one good story that I heard overnight. On the boat Poco Rosso, a person was swept overboard. That is one of the most terrifying experiences that you can have, and this was at 3:14 a.m, so it was at night, which makes it tenfold more scary. Fortunately, there are developed systems and procedures to cater for that situation and to retrieve the person. They wear a personal location beacon that was activated. It sends a satellite message to the Australian Maritime Survival Centre, AMSA. They then were able to contact our race committee, and all the procedures were put in place. The boat was able to start searching for the person. They had, we believe, been washed about 1.2 kilometres away from the boat. AMSA set out a plane to start searching. New South Wales Police were ready to dispatch a boat and a helicopter, and a boat in our fleet was diverted to try and help with the search. And fortunately, the boat from which the crew member fell was able to retrieve that crew member, and they are healthy and well. Prefer not to have the experience, but they're healthy and well. So that's a good news story. Happy to take any questions.
There's been a lot happening over the last 24 hours, so can you describe the weather situation?
Sure. Okay, the weather situation. So currently there is about a 25 knot northerly wind. Being a northerly wind, it is behind the boats and pushing them down the coast. The lead boats were experiencing speeds of between about 25 and 30 knots, so they're travelling extremely fast. The sea was not unusually large from the information I have received. They are likely to hit a westerly, which will turn southwesterly as they near Bass Strait.
David, can we just ask about other safety incidents that you're aware of, or if there are any that you're aware of? Obviously, we've had these 2 significant fatalities that frightening incidents that happy ended, but do you know of any other safety
in this race?
In this race.
There have been some minor injuries, but nothing of any consequence.
David, is there anything more you can tell us about what sort of happened here, their position on the boat?
No, I'm sorry. I have no information on that.
Have they found those in the boat?
I believe so by now.
David, was there anything that could have been done to have prevented these incidents from occurring?
Until there's an investigation and we find out exactly what happened, it's difficult to know. The club will do an investigation. We always want to improve safety wherever we can, so we will do an investigation, and if there's something that boats can do to try and prevent this happening, we will implement it.
When you say that there will be an investigation, I know that the Flying Fox Arctos boat especially is quite an amateur crew. Will that play a part of the investigation?
We look at everything. But when you say they're an amateur crew, there are very specific safety requirements we have. So half the crew must do at least one Category 1 race, half the crew must do a sea survival safety course, and the boat goes through a full equipment audit.
Was there any suggestion that the race should be called off after
No,
deaths?
no. The race will continue.
David, a few days ago, the forecast was boat breaking weather, quote, the question was, and you said it was. Should anything be done to the races be cancelled ahead, given that we knew that forecast?
Okay, so the forecast it's not an extreme forecast. There were strong winds, so we had the Bureau of Meteorology come and give 2 race briefings, one a few days before and one on the day of the race. And the forecast was strong winds to gale force winds. These fleets can handle those winds easily. They're ocean races, they're used to those winds. It was not extreme conditions.
When you say that the
I'm sorry, I'll take two more questions. So somebody who hasn't asked a question? Okay, you're first.
David, just
And then I'll come to you, Miles.
David, I know that. I just lost my train of thought.
I'll go to Miles while you're thinking. Miles.
Has the CYCA spoken to anyone from either of the vessels, either yourself as well? And if so, can you just tell us a little bit about how these vessels and the teams around them are going?
There will have been communication between the race director and those vessels, but I can't tell you exactly what that conversation was. Obviously to find out what was the situation, what help do they need. All of that support was given to them.
Can you tell us how the
Sorry, I've got this young... No? Yes?
Can you tell us how the crews on board those boats, which you've seen and one of the sailors, how they're faring at the moment? Are they pushing on? How are they feeling? Do you have any information about that still?
No, I have no information, but as I said, it's a very close community, and on a boat itself, they train together, they live together, they cook together, they do everything together. It would be devastating, absolutely, as we are devastated. So thank you, everybody, for your interest. It's a truly tragic situation, and yeah, it's just tragic. Thank you.
So